Ghana achieved a significant trade surplus of 11.5 billion Ghana cedis in the first quarter of 2024. This surplus comes amidst a notable 20.4% increase in the average prices of export commodities between Q1 2023 and 2024 Q1. According to the latest quarterly report released by the Ghana Statistical Service, this increase signals a promising economic trajectory for the nation. Daniel Odro-Mensah provides more details in this report.
Exports in the first quarter of 2024 amounted to 59.5 billion cedis, while imports were 48.1 billion cedis, leading to a trade surplus of 11.5 billion cedis. Gold bullion, valued at 29.7 billion cedis, was a top export product in the first quarter of 2024, with a value more than twice that of the second highest export, crude petroleum, at 12.2 billion cedis. The top 5 export products are gold, crude petroleum, cocoa beans, cashew nuts, and cocoa paste, which together accounted for 82.6% of all exports. Here is government statistician Professor Samuel Kobina Enim.
It's slightly different from a US-denominated perspective. From a US-denominated perspective, we see a slight decrease in terms of our total trade value between the last quarter of 2023 and the first quarter of 2024. In the last quarter of 2023, from a US-denominated perspective, we saw our total trade value being $9.1 billion US dollars relative to $8.5 billion US dollars in the first quarter of 2024. What does this mean from a trade balance perspective? From a trade balance perspective, given that total exports in the first quarter of 2024 was 59.5 billion relative to 48.1 billion Ghana cedis, our trade balance in the first quarter of 2024 was 11.5 billion Ghana cedis. 11.5 billion Ghana cedis trade surplus, that is exports being higher than imports by 11.5 billion Ghana cedis. This should be looked at in the perspective of what happened the same time, first quarter 2023. In the first quarter 2023, we had a trade surplus of 4.5 billion Ghana cedis, and indeed, as was mentioned earlier on, the average trade surplus for the entire 2023 was 5.3 billion Ghana cedis. What this means is that the 11.5 billion Ghana cedis that we've recorded as trade surplus in the first quarter of 2023 is more than twice the trade surplus that we recorded same time last year and the average that we got for the entire 2023.
He also emphasized the need to address the decline in the country's cocoa exports.
If you take particular commodities, and in this case what we've done is the case of cocoa. Cocoa consistently, the first quarter is where we see the highest trade value returns. But unfortunately for the first quarter of 2024, we've seen the lowest in the last. I mean, conversations with the agency are pointing to issues of weather and so on. But if indeed these are the things that are determinant of the third highest commodity that we rely on as an import, as our export, then it's more concerning.